So one thing that's important to me that I've learned about is that achievement is not what it's cracked out to be. And every time that you try to achieve something, it's not exactly where it is going to be. And instead, I'm going to suggest to you is just fall in love with the process of a thing that you're actually doing right now and learn to love yourself as you are following along with the process and building with the process. So if you're anything like me, you're always trying to think about what's the next thing that you can achieve and get to. What is the sort of goal that you're going to set? And so for me, it was going to finishing high school, and then it was finishing university, and then it was going on and becoming a professor and doing all of those kind of things and all those sort of steps. Or in my sort of financial life, I think about can I get to this certain level of financial wealth? Is there a certain target that I'm looking at? And every time that I reach those particular goals, whatever that is, it is not what you think it's going to be. Not everybody is going to jump up and down. There's not going to be a big celebration. It is going to be very actually anticlimactic in a lot of different ways. And what's going to happen is you're just going to say, there's going to be something else in your life. So what ends up happening is when you go through the effort of doing the things that will allow you to get to that moment where you're going to achieve something, you are actually already achieving that thing. And it's just a matter of executing on that particular thing that you are trying to actually achieve and executing over a long time. And if you have just a simple long-term mindset, if you know that it's actually going to happen and you actually apply yourself and you have a long-term mindset, you actually do achieve a lot of things by doing that. And you just have in your mind, I'm going to get to this stage in a decade, and it does happen. And really nothing happens differently in your life. You just simply look at it and you say, hey, I actually got to that thing, and nothing else changes. So the one thing that I've learned and the one thing that I've been really reflecting on a lot lately is that you simply have to be happy with yourself and happy with the process of actually trying to get there. I know that seems kind of rinky-dinky, and I know that many people are they might not say that that's the end all and be all, or I'm coming from a certain sort of level of prestige or whatever, but that is the truth. You simply have to be simple with your life. You have to know that you're not any better than anybody else, and you just simply keep executing on something, and you do that for a long time. And once you execute on that thing for a long time, and you're just that, for me, in my mind, I'm still that little boy that I ever was when I was 5 years old. Nothing else has changed. As I've executed on that, I still have that view in my mind that I'm that little boy, and with all the pros and cons of being that little boy. And the rest of the world is really kind of caught up to where I am. So I know where I'm going to be, I know where I'm going to go, and I have to wait for the rest of the world to see who I am inside. So it's important to get close to who you are inside and get close to that sort of inner boy or inner girl or whoever you are, whatever you represent, and just get really close to that person and think about how you can become that person even more. And as you do that, the rest of the world is going to catch up, and then they're going to be able to see that. And that's really what achievement is to me, is knowing, I've always wanted to do a lot of these things. It really has not changed in my mind to become, go to university or becoming a professor. I've had these things, or, getting some financial wealth, owning a home, having a car, whatever. All of those things in my mind has not changed. And what has happened is I just simply have to think about those things and execute on those things and wait until the world actually catches up. So it requires a tremendous amount of patience, because you have to keep pushing away that world. People are going to tell you that you're stupid, you're silly, what you're doing doesn't make sense, and you just simply have to wait until the world catches up to where you are inside. And it probably will take a lot longer than you think it's going to be. And maybe you don't get there, but then you learn something about who you are as a person, and you change as a person as you get to that moment, wherever you're trying to go. So take the time to get closer to who you are inside. Go back to who you are as an inner child, and become that inner child, and look for those dreams of where you thought you were going and what you were doing, and actually try to execute on those things. Be silly. Be that inner child for a long time. People are going to tell you that you're stupid anyways. So you might as well do something that you've always wanted to do and try to actually get there time and time again, and really try to execute on that thing. Imagine that it's going to take a decade. It's probably going to take 2 decades. So what? What else do you have to do in this world? So with that, give me a thumbs up and do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.